For too long, these channels, they claim to be sports channels. They claim to be journalists. They get no pushback, but they claim they are speaking truths. They sit there and make countless videos on the GOATs, the king, the one and only LBJ. Pushback is needed to defend one king. Many out there are willing to try, but they're not willing to put in the efforts. Today, I start my journey. I call these channels out one by one. I knock them down as they come up, and I begin to show them the frauds that they are, the clowns that they are, the fake grifters that they are. The summer of hate begins now. What's going on, everybody? Getting all theatric with it. So, I told y'all what would be up. I told y'all what I was going to do. Listen, I'm going to try to go live 2 to 3 days a week if I can. If you're unsure what the hell is even going on, I make a lot of basketball content. And if you go to my channel, okay, I probably got like 15 videos on Skap Attack. And I know you see the number. I have like 500 videos total. Okay, you go to Skap Attack's channel. He has like 250 some videos on LeBron. And I think he has like 300 total. Okay, so it's time for me to call these guys out, all right? I'm spending the summer calling out different channels. I've been given a list of channels from a subscriber, and I'm definitely going to go to each one. If you are new and you are subscribed, please do, and please let me know if there's any channel you want me to respond to. Not going to always just talk about these channels every single video, but best believe most of the videos coming this summer is going to be calling these guys out. So we're going to start slow, right? We got a long debate with Skap to watch, and I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm probably going to do that live this week. We got several videos on different channels to watch that dive more into the deep LeBron hate. But for now, we'll start off easy. Time Magazine Athletes of the Century list is a disgrace, and I think we all know why he feels it's a disgrace. Now, my opinion on this is, or my question on this, I should say, is he going to sit here and only talk about Bron? Or is he going to, like, talk about others? Let's see. Let's get this rolling, huh? If you like my stuff, please like, comment, subscribe. You want me to react to other things? I will. Just shoot it in the comment section, and I shall. But for now,
well, yellow journalism garbage rag Time Magazine released arguably the most putrid and inept listicle I have ever seen in my entire life.
So I feel like LeBron is his main reasoning behind this. I really don't understand how these guys go to sleep at night and talk about LeBron as much as they do and claim to the high heavens that they are not bronsexuals. They'll call you one. It's like, bro, Skap, you probably know more about LeBron than me in a unhealthy sense. I'm not talking about stats. I'm not talking about different games he's played, different things he's done, accomplishments, teams he's played on, minutes he's played. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about the random shit that I wouldn't know about. Social media posts, how he likes his tacos, what type of color socks he likes to wear. That's you guys. So me, I'm a bronsexual because I know about LeBron and his game winners. I know about LeBron and his willingness to do anything to win. I know about LeBron and every team he's played on and how he's brought a championship to every franchise he's ever been a part of. But you're not a bronsexual, even though you can literally tell me what this man posted at 1 in the morning on a Tuesday, and you're making a video about it on Wednesday. Right. Like, you're able to tell me a list that involves LeBron James and I knew nothing about. Right. I'm just interested. What I will say is that if LeBron's not in your top 10, you're weird. If he's not in your top 5, you're weird. But if he's not on a all-time list of like the greatest athletes of the century, you're just something is disturbed with you. And not to rant on too much, LeBron James is in Skap's top 10. Now, Skap Attack and fans alike will like put LeBron in top 10 because they're kind of forced to. If you don't do that, people will just know you're a hater. He is a hater, but he literally only says that because he knows if he says any lower, he's going to be called out for the nonsensical bullshit that he is, a grifter. And people are going to go, you don't even have LeBron top 10? Okay, why am I listening to you? You don't know ball. So that's the only reason he even says that, in my opinion. Because I could be wrong, and maybe a Skap Attack fan could say, you're lying. You don't know that to be a fact. How the hell is he mad at this list? We're going to see why, but why is he mad at this list? If you have LeBron top 10 all time as an NBA player, wouldn't it make sense that he's on the list of best athletes of the century? But that's just my opinion. Let's go ahead and watch.
Life, which has spanned all of this current century, by the way. An important distinction because I have seen all of the athletes of this century, and I am talking about Time Magazine's Athlete of the Century list. Which, quick sidebar, since when do we compile anything of the century rankings when said century is only 1/4 of the way over? Anyway, when I say this thing is bad, I mean holy shit. It is even worse than the Bleacher Report filth I have covered in the past that slanders the ever-loving hell out of Kobe Bryant. But yes, this right here made Time Magazine the worst of all time.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Not only did they name LeBron James as the athlete of the century, they didn't even include the actual athlete of the century on the list at all. Let's start though with James, who has undeniably done more in my mind and in several of the minds of actual NBA fans that populate this planet to hurt the sport in which
You're an idiot. See, if you're an you're an idiot. If you're an actual NBA fan, you don't think LeBron James has hurt this sport whatsoever. That's just not true. Like, if you look at the NBA numbers post Jordan, when LeBron was getting drafted back in 03, there was a massive spike because he was seen as the chosen one, and a lot of people watching him play. People watched him play in high school. So we can talk about ratings. It's just not true. We can talk about the fact that the NBA ratings, when the Lakers were in the playoffs, were extremely high. So ratings at the age of 41 all the way down to when he was 18 years old has been a big part of his aura as far as what he brought to the sport. So there's that. Being able to negotiate as a player, play out your contract, go as a free agent, go wherever you want to go. That's cool and all, but play what you're worth. LeBron James, countless times in hell, to his harm, because he could have easily taken a pay cut. So many people have said that. Hell, even I have said that. But he has said time and time again, I don't want to take a pay cut because I'm LeBron James. Right? He said that in so many words, and people may see that statement. Keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing before you LeBron haters get a new talking point to write on. But he said in so many words that he knows if he takes a pay cut with his resume, then what's going to stop teams from kind of forcing, harassing, and coercing, Jesus, I can't talk, coercing different players to take a pay cut on behalf of the team. Right? This is their job. It's their livelihood. And he made it so it's like, I'm going to take what I'm worth so that no team can ever tell you, don't take what you're worth. Because LeBron did it. You get what I'm saying? So from player, like being able to look out for the common player that isn't himself, to bringing in money to the NBA, the different foundations that he has. I know that's not really on the court stuff, but still, the different things he's done for this league to bring in revenue and to look out for players. I don't know how you can say as an NBA fan he has ruined the game. The only thing they ever say as far as LeBron James has ruined the game is shit that NBA fans don't say because you don't know what you're talking about and you're not a real fan, you're just a hater. They say one of three things. One, LeBron James destroyed the game because of his forming of super teams. We're not going to talk about the fact that Charles Barkley went ahead to the Houston Rockets and he wanted to be part of the Trailblazers. We don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about the Boston Celtics forming the team that they form, right? We don't talk about, and I'm talking about the Boston Celtics that had Garnett and Rondo and Allen. We don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about Karl Malone going to the Lakers, right? We don't talk about the fact that your beloved Kobe Bryant wanted a trade to Phoenix, right? We don't talk about that, right? It's infuriating. It's dumb. It makes no sense because at the end of the day, LeBron was not the first one to go team up with people. Miami was in no shape to win a championship. Hell, the year before they were lottery. They weren't doing nothing. Okay? LeBron gets there. They win. Period. So this whole LeBron's the one that created this team up thing is stupid and just untrue. And any person that says it just doesn't watch basketball, or they do watch basketball and they're just plain haters. That's one thing they bring up. LeBron teams up. Even though there's countless examples of this happening, even in the beloved 90s where a lot of these old heads say is real basketball. Now we move to the second excuse that they love to use. LeBron is a flopper. Bitch, please. I can point out the 80s, the 90s, many players that flopped. There's a compilation of Jordan flopping here on YouTube. Players flop. It is what it is. But LeBron was not even the worst in this. The worst person that gets hate in his prime was James Harden. It wasn't even Bron. So that's just wrong. And then the third reason they say they hate LeBron James is because they feel that he ruined the game strictly because of quote-unquote ring chasing. Now, I know 1 and 3 can kind of mix with each other, teaming up and ring chasing. But they feel that he only goes to a situation that's going to benefit him the most and get him the most championships. And he never teams up. And they'd be okay with him teaming up because that's a lot of the excuse. That's why I'm bringing this up. A lot of people will say, like LeBron haters will say in response to me with the number one reason I said, with, well, he could team up. It's just who he teamed up with. Actually, that's the issue. When it's like, okay, I can go back and talk about that Houston Rocket team that Charles Barkley joined. I can go back and talk about Kobe Bryant, the reason he wanted to join Phoenix in the first place. I can go back and talk about that Celtics team. I can go back and talk about many teams that formed formidable squads to win, right? And players that formed together to win. Like, it's ridiculous. LeBron was not the first one to do that. LeBron's not the first one to go to a team to try to win a ring. And not only that, if we look at every situation LeBron has ever gone to, unlike a Charles Barkley, unlike Kobe that wanted to do it, all right, we can see that LeBron went to Miami. They were not a playoff team. He gets there, now they're a playoff team. LeBron goes back to Cleveland. They're not a playoff team. He gets there, they're a playoff team. He goes to the Lakers. They haven't been in the playoffs for 5 years. He gets there, they're a playoff team. Do you understand what I'm saying? People like to have reminiscent history of revisionist history, and they don't like to sit here and actually talk about the facts of the matter. That's why these channels need to be called out. Because they spew bullshit and they think no one's going to ever call them out on it. Well, sorry, baby girl. It's my time to shine. Let's keep going.
He represents than he has to help it. But you certainly wouldn't know it by reading the article written about the League Destroyer in Time magazine.
League Destroyer.
It reads more like a propaganda piece mixed with a smut novel that was penned by Rich Paul with the use of ChatGPT.
I find it funny. I was going to say this in Skap's live, right? I was watching his live the other day. I was live myself after the finals were concluded. And one thing I found funny is Skap kept looking up like he was reading. And I thought he was just reading chat. He could be, by the way. I don't like spreading lies like a Skap here, okay? So even if I don't like the guy, I'm not going to lie about the guy because there's plenty to call him out on that makes him look like a bumbling fool without me needing to make up lies about him. But what I will say is that it felt like, I could be wrong, but it felt like he was just reading off a screen like GBT and shit. Because if you actually go back and watch him, it's part of my live. I think I left it up on my channel. You go back and watch him like talk about the Knicks and shit. It sounds very like the Knicks in their youth just really hurt them, and the inexperience of a youthful, amazing, inexperienced team. It just felt like a lot of repetitiveness. It felt like he was reading off some shit. It felt like he was himself reading a novel coming from GBT. Like, explain to me what just happened in this game. Make it wordy. Make it sound great. And he just went ahead and read it. That's how I feel. So for him to accuse... Listen, anybody to accuse somebody of AI, GBT, I'm always on their ass because it makes me question if you use it. But, you know, I could be wrong on that. I'm just saying, the way he was talking about the Knicks and the Spurs, it wasn't basketball related. It wasn't, okay? It's not like he talked about plays or whatever. He just went on and read like a soliloquy on the Spurs being so young and the Knicks being just so experienced, and he just stretched that out for so long. If you told me, tell me how the Spurs are young and the Knicks are experienced without talking about basketball necessarily, just speak on that, it would be hard for me. I'm a yapper, okay? We're 15 minutes recording into a 1 minute 30 second 9-minute video total, but we're 1 minute 30 seconds in, and I've been yapping for damn near 15 minutes. I'm a yapper, I get that, but I could not sit here and explain to you how the Knicks are experienced and the Spurs are young in so many words without bringing up basketball necessarily. So that's what I'm going to say. I find it kind of funny. But I wonder if he's actually going to bring up what was said. That's another thing with Skap that I love. I love that about Skap. But, I mean, there's 8 minutes left. Do you guys think... I wish I could do a poll. I should have done this live. You know what? I should make this a premiere. I don't know how many people will watch it live as a premiere video, but fuck it, I'll make it a premiere. I want you guys, if you are in the chat live watching this, what's up? But I want you to give me a guess. What do you think Skap is going to do? Is he going to A, actually give quotes to this smut novel article that he's talking about? Or B, he's not going to talk about it whatsoever. Now, because, like, he's not going to bring up any quotes, anything, no facts of the matter whatsoever. Now, because I feel it's B, I'm going to go ahead and look up this article just in case. To see what was said. But we'll have faith in Skap. I think it's B. If you guys think it's A, let me know. But let's see.
Here is a pulse-pounding excerpt of the article.
Oh, I was wrong, guys. He's willing to read a factual point. I was wrong. Hey, Skap surprises me every day, man. Sometimes he learns. Sometimes he's like, hey, maybe I should add a fact into my video, huh? It doesn't hurt. Let's go.
Quoting a professor of race and popular culture at USC. Quote, add in his off-court accomplishments, and James may be the most influential athlete of the past half-century. In the decades before his arrival, superstar athletes mostly stayed in their lane. James ushered in the era of player empowerment, showing that you can start companies, mix it up in politics, and elevate the people around you, all while playing like the GOAT of your game. I don't think it's a stretch at all to say LeBron is one of the most important athletes in American history and one of the most important Americans of the 21st century, end quote. And yeah, if that doesn't send you sprinting for a barf bag, I honestly don't think anything else.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong? A barf bag? Are you guys just weirdos? What the hell is wrong with, like, anti-LeBron fans? You guys understand, like, no one respects you, right? Because you don't know basketball. Like, if you are a Skap Attack fan, I implore you to challenge me to a debate. I've had 2 Skap Attack fans say, I'll challenge you to a debate. Add me on Discord. I shot them my Discord. And you know what happened? Nothing. Because they're pussy. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm not trying to be a dick. But that's what they are. They're pussy. They're too scared to actually have a debate. They added me and they never responded when I say, okay, let's set up a day. Oh. Oh, shit. I didn't think you were actually going to want to debate me. Because you guys don't know what you're talking about. It's all feelings. You know that, right? So then when people try to call you on your bullshit, like, hey, you know you're just speaking out your ass. Like, this is just all feelings, right? Like, oh. Well, I didn't know that. I thought I was just kind of gonna say that Skap was right and you're stupid and we were just gonna call it a day. It's like, no, I'm going to make you answer for your shit. I sit here and I'll call you stupid and dumb, sure, but when we get into a debate, I'll be respectful to a fault. I'll be respectful because I want you to understand. I may think you're stupid and dumb. I don't need to keep repeating it to you. I'll say it to your face. It's not that I'm scared to do it. It's just I don't need to keep repeating that to you. Where's that gonna go? It's not gonna do anything. I need you to tell me why you feel the way you feel. I already know you're stupid and dumb. It is what it is. I need you to tell me why you feel the way you feel. What is backing that? What factual manner are you putting your feelings on? Right? I need you to back it. Because anything you say, I can squash like it's nothing. Because you guys don't have anything. It's easy to squash Skap because he doesn't have anything. I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep right now. I'm tired as shit. I gotta go to work in the next 4 hours. And I'm about to upload this video. And when I'm done, I'm probably going to be able to handle any one of you in a debate if you ever challenge me. Because you don't have anything. You guys suck. You're pussies. You're babies. I'm calling you guys out. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You never know what you're talking about when it comes to basketball. You guys have your feelings. I bet you don't even know the starting five of your home team. Yet you want to sit here and act like you know what you're speaking on? If you can't name 3 players off your team, what are you talking about? It blew my mind because there was another person I like debating basketball with. I will be honest. But they are a Skap Attack fan, sadly. And you know what blew my mind? They didn't even know the Knicks were in the finals. I'm not making that up. They didn't even know the Knicks were in the finals. And then when the finals were done, they didn't even know it was over until I told them about it. Yet they probably have the strongest opinions on LeBron James. That tells you that they don't even watch the regular season. So how are you going to sit here and talk about something if you don't even watch the game? But they'll tell you that they know they don't need to watch basketball. How? The fuck? That's like saying I have a strong opinion on the MCU, but I've never even watched Iron Man, let alone the 20-some movies they've released. Or Avengers, even if you want to be a casual fan. I haven't even watched that one, but you know what? I got a strong opinion on it. How? But that's Skap Attack fans for you. But listen, here's my Discord, just so you guys know. There it is. You see that username? TreyFab. So easy to add. So easy to remember. No crazy numbers or periods or nothing like that. If you guys really want the smoke, please add me. Let's set up a time. But you don't, because you don't have any smoke to give. You just want to sit in your circle jerk group and talk about how everyone else around you is crazy. And they are bronzexuals if they disagree with you. But whenever you're called out on it, you're not ready to take that heat. But hey, that's just all I got to say. Let's keep going.
Will, a guy blessed with arguably the best raw athleticism we have ever seen in any sport, who has maximized a nearly indestructible physique to turn out one of the best and highest runs of longevity we have ever seen, but who has simultaneously managed to leverage a 23-year career and counting into a mere 4 NBA titles. He simply has to be seen as one of the sport's greatest losers. Factor in his weak and pathetic beta male antics, like crawling on his hands and knees.
Beta male antics. Skap. Do you guys think is there a reason that Skap doesn't show himself in this video? Since Skap is going to give nothing but feelings in this video, by the way, I think it's only right that I try to defend the reason why I believe Tom Brady may not be on the list. Because I'm looking at the list right now. I'm not going to click on every single athlete. There's athletes here that I'm not aware of, right? As I'm looking at the list. I'm trying to see if maybe there's an athlete. What the fuck? What? Shams is... What? What the... Oh, the most influential people in sports today. Oh, wait. Hold on. What did Skap say in the beginning? 309. What did he say?
Well, yellow journalism garbage rag Time magazine released arguably the most putrid and inept listicle I have ever seen in my entire life, which has spanned all of this current century, by the way. An important distinction because I have seen all of the athletes of this century, and I am talking about Time Magazine's Athlete of the Century list. Which, quick sidebar, since when do we compile?
Okay, I could be totally wrong here. You guys got to give me a second. If you're wondering what's the problem, like what's going on, if that's what you're wondering, like what's happening, this list that he's talking about says the most influential people in sports 2026. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. If that's the case, because I saw Shams. Where is he? I saw Shams in here, and that's what kind of threw me, because I saw Shams in here, and I just immediately had to scroll back up and go, "What the fuck?" It has the top 100 most influential people in sports 2026. Like, okay, hold on. How we chose the list? Can we see how they chose the list? Oh my god, I do not want a Toyota. Thank you. How we chose the 100 most influential people in sports. Let's see that. Ask me anything. Man, you know what? We're not Skap, okay? This will probably take us like 2 minutes, guys, to read. It's like 4 paragraphs, okay? Let's read this, okay? Let's read this. How we chose. Like this is it? Okay. This is how they chose the list. And by the way, this is top hundreds most influential people in sports. Right? That's what they put. And it says athlete of the century is LeBron James. Just so you understand. So they didn't compile athletes of the centuries, and this isn't just about athletes. This is about influential people in sports, some of them being athletes, with LeBron being the athlete of the century. That's a very good distinction to bring up that Skap fails to do. That shows that Skap doesn't take like 5 seconds to read the actual title, right? I say that because either Skap didn't take 5 seconds to read the title, but he read excerpts from it, or Skap this is gonna shock you guys. You're gonna be fucking shocked. Are you ready for this? Are you fucking ready for this? You're gonna be shook. Skap is lying. Oh my god. Again, Skap is caught lying. Again. Shocker. Honestly, that will be the title, because I don't know what else to put. So let's go ahead and read this to see how they went about choosing the athletes and the people in general who have been influential in sports. And then we can maybe deduce why maybe Tom Brady is not on the list. So let's do that. Okay. Reading time, guys. If you want to read along, let me zoom in for you. We should be done with this in like 5 to 10 minutes flat, okay? Let's get going. I first saw LeBron James play in person in July 2003 during a new defunct NBA Summer League. Some 2,500 people showed up each night for one of 6 games in what felt like a high school basketball gym on the campus of UMass Boston. Tickets were $15. I remember the gym, the atmosphere, James later said. It was old school and hot, and the fans, mostly Celtics fans, were right on top of you. The year before, Sports Illustrated put James on the cover with the line, "The Chosen One." We were there to see whether he was for real. We now know the answer. James is still the cover of magazines, including Time, now as the member of an inaugural Time 100 sports list. He is making his 3rd appearance there. We call him the athlete of the century not solely because of his on-court achievement, but also because of his career. He has redefined what it means to be a professional athlete in public life through his political engagement and business efforts. James has set a new standard for the generations that follow and for those who join him on the list, edited by Laura Franken, Kat Matthews, and Mark Sillick. The rising influence is why we have now brought the Time 100 to sports. In our increasingly fragmented media environment, sports remains one of the last realms in which massive global audience gather together in real time. As a result, many industries have drawn closer to live sports, and athletes have continued to seize larger and larger platforms. That has never been evident than this year, as the Olympics and World Cup have brought the competitions to center stage, and events like Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show and the UFC fight at the White House have shown how sports can dominate the cultural conversation unlike anything else. Sports is playing a greater role at time too. We have invested in ambitious and award-winning sports journalism across breaking news cover stories and documentaries. 43 athletes have been on the cover of the past decade. In 2019, we named our first Athlete of the Year. In 2024, the Time Studios documentary Under Pressure, the U.S. Women's World Cup team was nominated for an Emmy. Of course, such figures have always had a place in Time's pages. Time put an athlete of the cover twice in its first year. The horseman and polo champion Stephen Laddie Sanford and boxer Jack Dempsey, golfer Eddie Cummings soon followed. Longevity is a theme that runs through the story on James and the one that defines its author too. This marks the 58th cover written by senior sports correspondent Sean Gregory, who joined Time in 2002 and covered his 10th Olympics for the Time in February. He has been a tremendous guide for our readers in nearly a quarter of a century. A former Division I basketball player, Gregory has also provided our audience with many lessons from elite athletes, sometimes literally like in a shooting tutorial with a 30-year-old Kobe Bryant that has been watched 11 million times on YouTube. Since 2024 alone, Gregory has written 15 cover stories about sports figures, including 6 who are on the top Time 100 sports list: Caitlin Clark, Erling Haaland, Lindsey Vonn, Asia Wilson, Aileen Gu, and Dana White, a finalist for the Billie Jean King Award for excellence in women's sports coverage. Gregory has chronicled female athletes with particular attention, and the rise of women's sports has been a key storyline in these pages. It is beyond fitting that Gregory's byline appears more than anyone else's in the issue. Okay. Then I guess my question would just come, since it sounds like they did this before, right? Can we, was there a 2025 list? 2025 list of athletes. I don't know, Time. Let me see. Okay. Every featuring the Time 100 for 25. Most influential people of the 2025 list. Okay, so it seems like they've done this. So I guess we just kind of ask, before I even go on to try to even do this, we can go, hey, Time 100 most influential. You know, we do that. You bitch. You bitch. Gotta hate Google. Has Tom Brady been... There we go. Tom Brady has been featured in the Tom twice. Okay, well, there we go. So just so you guys understand, this is a list that Time Magazine does every year. It's a most influential people, not even athletes. I was about to say athletes, like most influential people in sports. It's a list they do every single year. Tom Brady was on that list twice, in 2017 and 2021. We're now talking about 2026, considering LeBron James is playing in 2026, the age he's playing at, the things he's done, his accomplishments, and he's being featured as the athlete of the century because of everything encompassing him on the court and off the court. Right? Skap is a liar. He leaves out countless details consistently and always. And I don't know how he continues to get away with this. I don't know. I don't understand it. It will never make sense to me. How do you guys follow this man into the trenches? You trust him with every word he says, yet he's crying and bitching and moaning, acting like Tom Brady has never been on this list. He has. He's just not on it this year. Because maybe he's not as influential in 2026 as he was in 2021 or as he was in 2017. That's not a fucking hot take. Jesus Christ, Skap. I don't know why it takes you like, why? Why do you just find yourself lying about every fucking thing when it comes to LeBron? I don't get it. Why are you such a weirdo? Why can't you just be honest? Is it that hard? Do you think your entire fan base is full of it? Well, maybe. Maybe. I was going to say, do you think your entire fan base is full of fucking morons? But I guess so, because I think you don't even expect them. Just so you understand, that's how little Skap thinks about you guys. I don't think that about my fan base. I don't have much of a fan base, you know. I'm very low tier. I'm trying to build. We're slowly getting there. I remember I've been doing this since I had like 10 subscribers. Now I'm almost at 400. Slow ass build. But you know what? I'm going to continue. And we're going to keep trying. But nonetheless, I remember when I had like 100 subscribers. And I had a subscriber because I was bringing up the fact that LeBron James, funny enough, he suffered an injury. Right? And I was going completely off the top of my head. And I wasn't sure the team that injured LeBron. I was saying it was Solomon Hill. I don't remember if I said it was the Raptors. I must have said it was the Raptors because of the jersey. And I said it was the Raptors. And one of my subscribers said, no, it was the Hawks. It was against the Hawks. I said, oh, shit, that's my bad. I was going off the top of my head, and I kept saying Raptors. But they checked me. And I like that. I want people in my orbit checking me. People who watch me to check me if I'm wrong on something. I want them to look into anything I'm saying. Because a lot of times I will go off the top of my head if I'm talking to someone like Skap. Well, not talking to, because he would never talk to me because he's fucking terrified to talk to someone that actually knows what you're talking about. But if I'm talking about someone like a Skap, I'm going to a lot of times go off the top of my head. And one of the things I said was, Raptors. And I was wrong on that. And I like that I was called out. But it's sad that Skap builds a community of people around him that he just expects. That's how low he thinks of you guys as fans. He expects you to not look into what he's talking about. He'll read you an excerpt that you can go Google. Because I controlled F to see the expert, and I was following along as he read it. He'll read you an excerpt, so I know Skap's talking about this list before you Skap Attack fans even tried to defend him. Be like, he might be talking about another list. There might be a top 100 athletes. You don't know what you're talking about. Just so you guys know, I controlled F and read along on my other monitor to see exactly what he's talking about as he's talking, and that excerpt was from that article. So no, there's no excusing Skap's behavior here. He lied. This is not a top 100 athletes. This is top most influential people in sports, and it's a yearly thing. And LeBron got athlete of the year. That's why he's bitching. Or athlete of the century, sorry. That's why he's bitching and moaning. That's why. So just so you guys understand that. Tom Brady has been on this list twice. But that's how little he thinks of you guys. He doesn't even think that you guys will Google. Very easy shit. Google. He doesn't even think you guys have enough brain power and bandwidth to do that. That's how little he sees you guys. I don't see that about anyone subscribed to me. Anyone subscribed to me, I think they're educated and smart enough to take 5 seconds out their day to Google something, even if I'm saying it. And I think they're willing to call me out because we don't have a circle jerk around here. If I'm wrong on something, they're willing to let me know. Because if I'm wrong, I'd rather correct it than sit here and yap for hours and days on end about how I'm so right. And everyone around me is just wrong if they disagree. It's like, no, Skap is wrong because he speaks nothing on emotions and feelings. That's it. I may be factually wrong at times, and I'll check myself. But I'll never sit here and tell you that I'm just right because I am. And if you're wrong, then you're a fake NBA fan. It's like, okay, yeah.
Hands and knees to other superstars' cities to drastically underachieve there before bouncing around the NBA.
Drastically underachieve. 2 championships in Miami. How many championships have they won since? 1 championship in Cleveland. How many championships have they won since? 1 championship in LA. Been to the conference finals twice. Went to the playoffs multiple times. Now he's about to depart. They have a superstar in Luka. But will he win them a championship? We have yet to see. I don't understand how severely under... Like, do you think this guy is God? That's what you're saying. This is what I'm saying when it comes to people like Skap Attack. If you are a Skap Attack fan too, you do understand. You sound ridiculous. You think LeBron's God? Is that what you're saying? If you're saying he's severely underachieved, you're admitting that you think LeBron is way better than even I think he is. You think he's a god on the court. And therefore, that speaks to him being a GOAT even in your eyes. If you look me in the eyes and say 2 championships, 1 championship, another championship, 4 championships, that's not enough. Huh? A lot of greats. Chris Paul, Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, a lot of greats don't even retire with a championship. John Stockton, I could keep going. They don't even retire with a championship. LeBron has 4, and he's the main reason for all of them. And you're going to say not enough? You do understand. That means you think he's the GOAT as well then. Because you're trying to say he should have had more, meaning you think he's on another fucking level as far as his skill goes. So either you think he's an underperforming GOAT, or you're just holding him to a random ass level for no reason, but it's hard to defend that, buddy.
Like some kind of pitiful Pied Piper, coaxing other all-time greats into joining him so he can single-handedly trash their overall legacies. And really, well, nothing in that article by Time.
Hey guys, is Kyrie's legacy affected by LeBron James bouncing to Boston, going to Brooklyn, then has Kyrie's legacy been affected negatively? Has Kevin Love's legacy? Kevin Love's gonna retire here soon. Has his legacy been affected negatively? Like, just ask these questions, right? If LeBron James didn't play with Kyrie, Kevin Love, would their legacy be better or worse? If LeBron James didn't play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, would their legacy be better or worse? It is so infuriating to say stupid shit like this and not even take 5 seconds to even think about it. Really? With a straight face, do you think their legacies would be better or worse? And if they're worse, how the fuck are you comparing that? Kyrie has been to a finals, that's true, with Luka, but he has not won a chip, and he's had very bad seasons since, besides that Mavs seasons where they went to the finals. Chris Bosh, unbeknownst to him, it was not his fault, but blood clots and shit of the nature had them retire early, so if LeBron James wasn't in his life, he may not have any chips. He may retire as a Raptor with nothing. Dwayne Wade, okay, he finished his career going, having fun games, but not really winning anything? Had a stint in Chicago, that was nice. But you're going to say his legacy would have been worse? Or is worse because LeBron joined him? 5 seconds. Takes 5 seconds. Like, you have to explain that. You have to explain how Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kyrie, Kevin Love, explain how these guys winning rings, well, they would have been better off if LeBron never played with them. Explain that. That is impossible for me to comprehend.
Magazine is true or accurate. And yes, let's also sprinkle in his insufferable off-the-court antics, which include overly politicizing the sport, despite
overly politicizing the sport. He didn't over-politicize the sport. I fucking called it. I literally called it. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I think I said like a week or 2 weeks ago. I said this shit. I said LeBron James literally only gets shit, I feel, from so many people because he decides to let his political feelings known. Because guess what? He's a player in the United States, but he's also a man in the United States. He probably votes. He lets his feelings known. And that's why I feel like he gets so much shit. Because there's a famous quote from Michael Jordan, because he never spoke on his politics, saying, well, Republicans buy shoes too. And listen, wherever you lean, that's where you lean. I like to talk about sports and stuff, and I don't like to talk about politics as much. Not because I don't have political feelings. Trust me, I do. But at the end of the day, sports is an escape for us, right? We come here because we like to escape from the hellish fucking world we be seeing out there. We deal with it on a daily. We have to. And it feels kind of doomer to just sit here and talk about the sad shit that be going on and the constant shit. I'm not saying it's not important, and it should be important for you. You should vote locally. You should make sure you're involved with your local politics. That's very important. And even nationally. But what I am saying is that, yeah, sports is an escape for people, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But overly politicizing it, are you fucking serious? LeBron James has made comments here and there, especially when it comes out to calling out Trump. He's made comments, sure. but he is not over politicizing shit. This is what I'm talking about. I said LeBron just letting his feelings be known is the reason these motherfuckers hate him. That's it. Over politicizing the sport. You're a loser. You're a grown ass man. Are you kidding me? Over politicizing the sport. Blow me. Okay? You know what? An athlete wants to let his feelings be known. That's fine. If you don't agree with him, that's cool. Don't agree with him. Hell, Mitchell Robinson speaks openly. He's on the Knicks. I think he's a great ass center, but he speaks openly about his love for the president and how big of a country boy he is. He loves the president. That's who he is. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Because why? I talk about him on the court. I talk about his play on the court. I could care less how his feelings are off the court. Whatever. I could disagree with him. But I'm not going to sit there and be biased and make my basketball opinions about him playing basketball based on his political backing. That makes no fucking sense. If he's good, he's good. He's bad, he's bad. He can't shoot shit from the free throw line, but Mitchell Robinson could be a defensive stopper. And if it wasn't for him in a lot of plays, when it comes to holding up against Wemby, I don't know if the Knicks go on to win. So you know what? I can speak nicely on him. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree with his politics. It blows my mind. By the way, I disagree. I think I can say that. I will say that. I'm not making this political right now, but I'm going to say this. Okay? I don't talk about politics and shit on my channel. We're here for fun times. But if you are ever like surprised by me, I will stay straight up. Like, I don't like Trump. I do not. So I can say that. And if that's like, ugh, gross, fuck this guy now. Well, fair enough. It is what it is. But I let my feelings known. So I'm just telling you what it is. But nah, this is so stupid. It's so dumb. It's a shut up and dribble argument all over again. Over politicization of sports. Okay. Are you going to talk about his LeBron James Foundation? Are you going to talk about the fact that he's helped several kids? Are you going to talk about the fact, several kids, thousands of kids? Are you going to talk about the fact that he's donated millions of dollars? Are you going to talk about any of that? Created many job opportunities, done a lot for Cleveland, done so much for Cleveland. Right? But are we going to talk about Akron, to be specific? But are we going to talk about that? Or just because LeBron made his feelings known on a president that you may have some strong feelings for in other ways, Skap, is the reason you don't like LeBron? Really?
Being utterly tone deaf and uneducated on virtually every topic he speaks out on, while also a remarkable...
Like what? Give an example. We're back to Skap giving no examples, guys. We're back to Skap giving no examples, guys. No facts, no nothing. Back to it.
Lacking in the general intelligence needed to be the kind of ambassador Time magazine is fantasizing he has been.
Give examples. How? Give an example. Give me an example. Show me a time he was speaking on something and it seems like he didn't know what he was talking about. I find that funny for someone that you probably like who is the president. You want to talk about someone that sounds uneducated on something they're talking about. I'm just saying, give an example, Skap.
I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey.
Today, Junior?
What? Are we going to finish?
But I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. When you say things or do things, if you're doing it, and you know the people that can be affected by it, and the families and the individuals and everyone that can be affected by it.
One of the most important Americans of the 21st century.
What was he even talking about? He was speaking on Daryl Morey. Do we have to do this? Oh, sorry guys. We have to actually look stuff up because Skap doesn't like to. Speak on what he's known to speak on. He doesn't like to put any facts out there. So I guess Daryl Morey put out a tweet that was talking about the China and Hong Kong protesters. It says Hong Kong has seen months of protests and increasing violence between demonstrators and police, sparked by a proposal that would have allowed extradition from the semi-autonomous territory to the mainland China. So I guess shit was kind of popping off. Daryl Morey was talking about it, and LeBron was kind of giving a statement like, hey, you know, if you're speaking on things going on in China and like raising tensions, then it could be leading us players at risk, especially if we got to play here. I guess that was the situation that was going on there. He wasn't necessarily, he even went on to say he wasn't really talking about a political side, just saying like if it's sensitive content going on, I think trying to tweet that while in China can be dangerous, which there can be an argument to that. If you're taking one side or the other, especially when there's conflicts going on within a country, you take like a pro-government side, especially when you're within the country, you can see like anti-government officials may have an issue with that and could do things to you and your team, especially on foreign soil. If you're taking an anti-government position, that's even more dangerous to do. If you're taking an anti-government position, especially if you're there in their country as guests. And this is, again, because he even stated in his tweet, it's not about being political, right? It's just like, hey, we're here in this country right now. It may not be the safest to say the things you're saying on social media while we are here. Maybe that's something that can wait until we're back home, right? I'm not saying you're wrong or right, but maybe let's wait until we're back home and safe. That's a fair argument. Like, you can disagree. You can be like, no, you're there. Speak on what's right. And it's like, okay, fair enough, but at the end of the day, they are not at home, and it is dangerous to just speak on what's right in the face of danger like that, especially when you could probably do more good when you're back at home, because more tension leads to more struggle, which leads to more issues, which at the end maybe just doesn't lead to anything good that you guys may be thinking about. God, like 5 seconds to go Google something, because I was not aware of this. I've heard this, but this was years ago. I was not aware of what the hell he was even speaking on. He pulled a quote that LeBron was talking about, did not go into the situation whatsoever, and said this is why LeBron is stupid. Okay.
Oh, and all of that, by the way, while systematically dodging any and all steroid allegations, which have been...
Because he's not on roids. You're just a loser and a liar. He's not on steroids. You want him to be so bad for whatever weird reason, but he's not.
...been swirling around him for at least a decade now. LeBron...
No, it's not. It's swirling around LeBron haters for at least a decade now. That's it. He's been in... It's so fucking frustrating. Back to Google, guys. Back to Google. Hold on. This is so hilarious. Here we go, guys. Here we go. The findings. This was back in 2013. Biogenesis investigation. People around him were investigated, but federal authorities and the DEA confirmed they found zero evidence that LeBron James has provided with PEDs or did anything wrong. So there's that. Drug testing as well. It blows my mind because Gilbert talks about this. But it just is so frustrating because you'll have a player that played in both eras speak to you about this, but it just gets ignored. I want to just pull up the clip that Gilbert spoke on. Give me a second. Let me find the clip for you guys. Here's this.
The FBI said LeBron wasn't on it. He was clear. I know today NBA players go through 4 tests since 2004. My question was this. We don't know what the 90s and the 80s players was doing because there was only one test. October 1st. That means October 2nd, if you wanted to inject into your ass,
you got a whole year to get out
you
your
got a
system.
whole year to do it wherever you want. How are you not looking into the 90s or the 80s when they played all 82 games with no medical staff, no ankle injuries? These motherfuckers even catch flus. All of them with bald-headed by the age of 25. But we're gonna pretend in the 90s and 80s that these wasn't the most bald-headed 25-year-olds that we ever seen.
Yeah. So, Yeah, that is an NBA player speaking on the drug testing protocol of the current NBA versus the former NBA. And even the current NBA has stated they will randomly drug test you. You won't even know. It's minimum. And Gilbert said 4 tests. Notice he didn't say they will only test you. He said 4 tests. They'll test you 4 times. Minimum. I looked it up on stream with you guys before. If you're old to my channel, if you're new to my channel, I looked it up. 4 times minimum. That means they can test you more. You just don't know. You just know 4 times is at a minimum. And they can randomly test you if you're having a really good game. Period. LeBron James was tested countless amount of times because of his triple doubles that he had past the age of 36. Damian Lillard was tested when he's had his high scoring game. Devin Booker after his 70-point game was tested. These players get tested randomly just because they had good games. It blows my fucking mind. It blows my mind. Like, you guys don't understand how infuriating it is to hear someone sit there and be like, he's been dodging these allegations for years. Maybe because he's not on fucking PEDs, you fucking loser. 4 drug tests minimum, and he gets randomly drug tests. Yet you're going to sit here and say that he secretly fails them all and the NBA is hiding it? In 2026, where anything is going to be found out, no matter who you are, on 2026, where it's impossible to hide anything ever? Okay.
James destroyed the NBA. As soon as he took the reins from Kobe Bryant around 2012, the league has been declining majorly in viewership and general popularity until this season. The first season.
Is that even true? Hold on. What is it?
In about 15 years, where numbers are actually good again for the league.
Let's let him talk. I'm gonna look
and
this
not
up.
surprisingly, it comes as 41-year-old LeBron James has one foot finally and mercifully out of the NBA. But look, as bad as it is to see LeBron James as the athlete of the century, it is equally as hilarious to see them leave Tom Brady off of the list entirely. Brady entered the NFL in 2000 and played until 2022. He did all of his work in his sport in this century and nearly spanned all of the century to this point. 23 years overall, which is exactly as many years as LeBron has played in his sport to this point, and Brady dwarfs LeBron in every metric on his field of play versus LeBron on his court.
How? Argue that, please. Please show me on what the hell you're talking about with that. Okay. That's just, I call bullshit on that one, but sure.
Brady, who had even better longevity than James, since LeBron doesn't turn 42 until December, still a half year away. But that was while James experienced massive career dips this year at the age of 41. And that is regardless of how good you think he was compared to other geriatrics who have played in the NBA. He had his lowest point total since his rookie season.
Geriatrics, I hate this guy so much. So I was able to find this chart. View source data. Okay. So I was able to find this chart. And this is viewership by the millions. This is from Wikipedia, though. They said they use like finals television ratings. So I'm going to take this at its word here. Right? So here we are, 1998, right? 18.7%, 29 million. Like, this is where it is, right? Okay? 18.7 million, 29 million in viewership, 18.7 million for, or 18.7 for the rating, right? So let's go here. 1999, 11.3, 16, 2000, 11.6, 17.4, 2001, we see a dip. 2002, now we get to 03, 6.5, and 9.9. Now we get to 04, 11.5, 17.9. Also, one thing I want to point out, Shaq and Kobe were playing in these years, just so you understand that, guys. Now, I'm talking shit on Shaq and Kobe, I'm just throwing that out. And now 04, oh, look at that. A spike. We see another dip, 05, 8.2, 13, 07, 6.2, 9.3. Then we see a spike, 9.3, 0.9, 8.4, 14.4, 2010, 2011, 2012, we kind of stagnate. A dip in 2014, a spike in 2015, 16, 17, 18's a dip, 19's a dip, 20 dips severely, 21 goes up, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And that we kind of go down on the slope, and now it goes back up. Yeah, I don't know what to say, brother, man. Like, I mean, LeBron seemed, when he was in his prime, right? We're going to say from like '08 all the way up to like 16, 17. Like, when he was in his prime, viewership seemed to be decent. Dipped down after he went to the Lakers. They won a chip, COVID year. And then the viewership started to go back up at 21, 22, 23. Dipped and kind of spiked down a little bit again in 24, 25. But again, LeBron, we probably can say, when did LeBron leave his prime? We want to say like 17? 17, 18? 18 was his last year where he was just fucking GOAT status. 19, 20, we want to say. That's when he started like dipping down in his prime, even though he was going to win an MVP. Until Solomon Hill decided to do geriatrics on his fucking... tried to do tricks on his fucking leg. But yeah, I just... Again, you can have the argument that, well, LeBron's viewership wasn't as much towards the back end of his career, and it wasn't as high as like the 90s was. And there can be multiple arguments that go into this. One, people don't sit there and watch television like that no more. We can talk about the streaming services. We can talk about the fact that people are in an economy where it's more fun to talk about what happened versus to watch what happened, right? I'll give you that. Like, there's a lot of... And Skap, you probably are one of them. That's what's sad about it. There's a lot of people who probably will talk about the NBA Finals, but probably didn't even watch, like, a full game. They watched the highlights, or maybe they watched, like, a few minutes, but they didn't even watch a full game. Right? There's a lot of fans like that. I'm not saying they're fake fans. I'm not saying nothing like that. But what I am saying is, if you're going to talk about this, you probably should at least watch the games. But there's a lot of people who will probably be part of that group where they'll sit there and debate the shit, but they won't really watch the games. Or they'll watch Game 5, or they'll watch the end of Game 5, or a half of Game 5, right? They won't even watch every game. You get what I'm saying? So we don't live in a time where people will watch every single game like that anymore, even NBA fans. Hell, even NBA creators will sit there, some of them will sit there and just watch highlights. Right? And they won't even watch the game. They'll watch the highlights of the game that happened already. And they'll react to it and ignore their phone. Some of them will be faking it for reactions, but some of them will be dead ass. Like, they will turn their phone off and turn on they'll turn on the highlights and watch them. Watch the highlights, and they won't even know who won until the end of the highlights. So there's arguments that can be brought up why the viewership is not as much. But one thing that can be stated is, believe it or not, guys, Skap was wrong yet again. He said when LeBron came into the league, he dipped it. He dipped it, right? LeBron dipped it, and it has been ruined ever since. But we have seen that it's gone up. There's been up and down spikes for sure, right? But again, there's been a lockout season, and LeBron was not really competitive in these years. But as the years went on, it seems like every year he was in the finals, they kind of went up, with like 1 year being excluded from that. But yeah, they're kind of been stagnant. They've went up. It's not as high as the 90s, sure. And if you want to make that argument, that's one thing. But that's not what you said. You said that the ratings have been declining ever since he has been in the league. And that's not true. They've been stagnant. They've gone up by a metric ton, and then they've gone down. But again, this is when he's out of his prime. But you can blame that all on him. We can talk about COVID. We can talk about, like I said, the streamer sphere when it comes to this NBA shit. Right? Like, there's so much we could talk about. But when you just say, oh, LeBron James, he's the reason why this shit failed, you look stupid and silly. Mostly stupid, though.
And the third lowest rebound total for his career, while missing out on all NBA distinctions. Tom Brady, by comparison, led the NFL in both yards and touchdowns in his age 44 season, while finishing runner-up for league MVP.
So I want you guys to understand, just so you guys understand something. I was very curious. Give me a second, guys. He purposely said 44. I knew that because Tom Brady did not retire at 44. Tom Brady retired at 45. Now, again, if you're a Skap Attack fan, you can say, well, he wasn't saying his retirement year. He was talking about to match age with LeBron. LeBron's not 44. LeBron's not even 43. So Skap, this is why I love the guy. He's so great. He's so smart. You guys notice how like amazing Skap is when it comes to like how he absolutely loves to leave out like matter of facts. He's so big on that. It's his favorite thing to do. It's like facts. What about him? Fuck him. Because if we pull up his stats, Tom Brady had an okay year. He was 45. It is what it is. But he's talking about this season, right? 5,000 yards, 43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. What a guy. And his next year, he had damn near 1,000 yards less, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Right? His completion rating was lower at 66%. Right? His attempts was higher at 733 attempts. But we don't talk about it. And he had a QBR of 54.6. Damn. Damn, Skap. 54.6 QBR. That's damn. Damn, Skap. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't want to talk about his last season. We want to talk about his second to last season. Because again, his last season doesn't count. He played. And he played on the same team. He's such a fucking loser. I swear to God. Cherry pick what you want to pick. You're not even comparing. You can't even use the argument that you're comparing LeBron to Brady at his age. Because what? LeBron's 41. So what if we go, he was 45 in this season. We'll say 44, 43, 42, 41. We'll say like 2018 then. He probably was 41. 2018 is not even a bad season. Why wouldn't you even do this season? Oh, because it wasn't that good, actually. It was okay. It was all right. It was decent. I mean, 29 for 11. It's not crazy good. 68 QBR, right? 4,300 yards, 570 attempts. I mean, it's not the greatest numbers, but you purposely did that, though. Because I think he only threw for 5,000 yards twice. Yup. And this was his one season he did it. Do you know what this is like, guys? This is like me trying to talk about, 36-year-old LeBron, I'm pretty sure, when he was on an MVP tear himself before Solomon Hill. Yeah, that's like me talking about 36-year-old LeBron when I'm trying to compare players. And be like, oh, you think guys think this player's so good? When LeBron was 36, he was doing this. That's cool and all. You picked Tom at 45. LeBron's nowhere near that age. You don't do 41 because 45 is way better than 41-year-old LeBron. I mean, Tom, when it comes to rating and when it comes to stats. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they lost to the Eagles in 18. Or was it 19? No. When did they lose to the Eagles? That's not even a conversation right now. We're talking about basketball. But, yeah, that, again, leave out the stats that don't work for me. Cherry pick what works for me. Focus on it. And that is the whole Skap Attack method. And listen, if you're a fan and you've been watching this long, I'm sorry. I don't know if you'll ever find another creator that's going to drag a 9-minute video into an hour and 8 minutes. Listen, I will try to be better. I said that last year. I probably won't. But listen, I will try to make sure not to yap as much. I know I can pause a lot and talk a lot. But that's just who I am. I'm the type of creator that's going to keep it a beam with you and be as honest as I can. But there's so much shit. That should be the problem. Notice when I talk about Jimmy High Roller and these other videos, like, sometimes it'll be double the time, but it's never like this. Don't you think that's a problem? That a 9-minute video, that a 20-minute video from like Jimmy High Roller can be like 35 to 40 minutes. But a 9-minute video from Skap, go look at all my Skap Attack videos. There's not a lot. There'll be more, don't worry. But a 9-minute video from Skap Attack, and he has a lot of 9-minute videos. That's usually what they are. Always ends up in like an hour-long video. Why? Why do you think that is? I like to talk, sure. I talk a lot. But damn, it's not like I'm just sitting here saying nothing the whole time. Just saying, yeah, you know, this guy's dumb. I think this guy's dumb. This guy's a poopy, dumb head. Like, it's not like I'm saying that over and over again. I'm actually going to look shit up, show you guys shit, talk about it, show why he's being stupid with it. Do you not understand how bad that looks? Like, damn. This guy spending so much time fact-checking Skap's shit. That's not good. It is kind of weird that Skap's using 44-year-old Tom Brady to compare to a 41-year-old LeBron James. That is kind of weird. Why not just do 41-year-old LeBron James? That's kind of weird. Why do 44-year-old Tom Brady? Why not do 45-year-old Tom Brady? Because that is his last season. Unless you know that his last season wasn't as good. Damn, Skap looks bad here.
It was the second most yards he had ever compiled and the second most touchdowns of his entire career at 44. 1 year after, by the way, he won his last Super Bowl at 43. Brady is his sport's all-time career leader in yards, touchdowns, and wins, but despite having all of the counting stats and the greatest longevity ever, he wasn't a miserable failure and loser when it mattered most, like LeBron James.
LeBron wasn't either, but okay.
As Tom Brady's 35 playoff wins is not only double the second most by any quarterback ever, it is just 5 off of the San Francisco 49ers all-time record for playoff wins for a franchise, and it is more than every franchise except the 49ers, Patriots, Packers, Cowboys, and Steelers. While Brady went to 10 Super Bowls, which is more than every other franchise ever except for his New England Patriots. But he didn't just get there a bunch of times like LeBron to choke like a dog. No, Tommy won 7 of his 10 Super Bowl appearances, which, by the way, is more than any franchise has accrued in a 56-year run of modern NFL history. That resume would be like giving LeBron, with all of his individual accomplishments, Bill Russell's playoff resume, and it is all wrapped into one player. Tom Brady did that in only 22 years as a starting quarterback, the premier position of America's top sport by far. Oh, and it isn't like he has just receded from the spotlight of the sports world since his retirement. He is making 36.
Okay, so just so you understand, like, just so you understand, you're now getting into the argument that Brady should have just been on the list in general, which is stupid because he was on the list in 21 and 17. This is a yearly list, Skap. If you want to sit there and argue that he should have been athlete of the century, when I look up that he has been athlete of the century by Yahoo Sports, and he was athlete of the century by different organizations, but not Time Magazine, so I'll give you that. But if you want to argue that Tom should have got that instead of LeBron, that's an argument. But when you sit here and say that Tom was not in the influential sports list when he's been on that list twice, it makes you look stupid. Not only that, if you're going to sit here and say like that America's greatest sport is football, I love football. I talk about I'm literally wearing a Bears jersey. I love football. But you don't talk about football, buddy. You don't, because you know it doesn't do numbers for you, buddy. Because you know, at the end of the day, you know what does numbers for you, buddy.
$7.5 million a year as the lead broadcaster for Fox Sports, and that is while having ownership stake in the Vegas Raiders. Yet he didn't even make the cut on this putrid list by Time Magazine, though.
Because he already made it twice. He already made it twice. You're such a fucking weirdo. What do you want him to make it every year? Damn, sometimes other athletes are just more influential in that time during that year. Damn, there was LeBron James songs this year, buddy, on TikTok. People talked about LeBron James this year more than Tom Brady. Can we even, is there even the Google search, I don't know, popularity? Can I look that up? I know that doesn't really count, but enter a keyword to see what's trending. Here we go. So I do Tom Brady. In the last, can we do like the last... Can we do the past month? Past year. We'll see Tom Brady in the past year. Right? Tom Brady has had... Here. I'll show you guys. Like I said, I like showing you guys this shit when I pull it up, so you're not just hearing me yap and not knowing what I'm talking about. Be like, what the fuck is this guy looking at? Hold on. Then we're gonna look up. Put LeBron James and put them side by side here. Okay. And then I'm looking in the past year. Okay. So we look up Google Trends of Tom Brady the last year, 2026. So his peak was 100. What is 100? What do we even mean? Tom Brady dog clone. Okay. So I guess this was the interest in Tom Brady this year. All right. This was the interest in Tom Brady this year. As far as when you looked up Tom Brady, it would be NFL, Super Bowl, Patriots, Tom Brady, Patriots, his age, net worth, his team, and his graph. He was pretty much lowered down in April, right? And he was spiked up over here in December. Saw a massive spike here in December through February and then back down. Now we go ahead and look at it. He's pretty much there, right? And we go ahead and look at LeBron James, okay? Here's LeBron. Massive spike here in October, and he's been pretty steady up the entire time. The entire time. This graph is way higher than Brady's when you compare the two. Brady had one massive spike, and LeBron has been sitting up higher. I know if you look at the spike, you may think, oh shit, Brady is same. No, it's not. You look at a spike there, yes. But that spike was a massive dip. LeBron stayed stagnantly up. So by average, right? Because that's how we do math, guys, in school. By average, when you look at an average here, you would say that Brady's average is way lower. LeBron's average is higher as far as this year's goes. And when you look at the difference in what people are actually looking for on the two, like the top one when it comes to Brady is NFL. So Brady came up as like a side to NFL, which is fair because Brady is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But it wasn't even like because of Brady himself. It wasn't even because people were specifically looking up Tom Brady. It's because they were looking up NFL, and Brady just so happens to come on this list. So just so you guys understand, a lot of this peak, especially around this time, when was this? December? Yeah, especially when the playoffs start, people are typing NFL. So this number can be extremely misleading because these queries, right? A lot of people, they said, oh, when they search Tom Brady, NFL. But when you go to LeBron, you search the NBA, of course LeBron's going to come up. But most people were looking up LeBron James stats. That was like the biggest thing. Then NBA, then LeBron Lakers. LeBron stats, Lakers, Michael Jordan, LeBron James age. These things would come up alongside. So again, was Tom Brady searched last year? Yes. But was he as popular as LeBron as in this year? No. But does that mean that Tom Brady's not popular? No. And does that mean that Tom Brady doesn't deserve to be on the list? No, he definitely deserves to be on the list. That's why he was on it twice.
Several in or involved with the NFL did, including Saquon Barkley, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Myles Garrett, Carly Gordon, Fernando Mendoza, and Diana Flores. Who is Diana Flores, you might be wondering? Well, just some woman flag football player. Seriously, get the out of here, Time Magazine, and anyone taking that pile of festering feces of a magazine seriously can also get the hell out of here along with them.
I find it funny that Skap... Hold on. Okay. I find it really funny that Skap called LeBron a beta male in this video. But for the first time... Because Skap loves showing his face. I'm not saying I'm some pinnacle of health myself, okay? I'm not. I can admit I'm a chubby boy. But I just find it funny that Skap wants to call LeBron a beta male, but he doesn't go on to show his face whatsoever in this video. When Skap shows his face a lot in his videos. And they'll come here and there. He loves playing these memes on here. It's his favorite thing to throw in the same like 5 to 10 memes in every one of his videos. But I think it's funny that he doesn't show his face one time. It's kind of hilarious. But no, Skap's a loser. Just so you understand, I'll be doing this all summer for you guys. Okay? Because I care about you guys. You guys are my homies. You're my fans. You're my everything. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to respond to, and I will. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about, and I will. And just so you guys know, I will try my best to look at comments you guys send me and respond to them when I can. But until next time, y'all, we got more Skap, we got more LeBron haters, we got more things to talk about. Love you. See ya. Peace out. Enjoy yourself. Deuces.